Welcome to the channel, and in this one, we have a special Web2 versus Web3 comic book edition. So welcome to the channel. If you're new here, it is your host here, Kyle Wilson, where we talk about Web3, NFTs, AI, Metaverse, all of it. And without further ado, let's just dive in. All right, so first up, we have a old school comic book collector. We like to call those Web tours. And that, if you're from Web3, you kind of get the reference. But we call kind of like all old school people kind of Web tours. Now, Web3 is really just a layer on top of Web 2. So obviously, if you reach back all the way from internet like 1.0 or Web 1, which was very basically analog style internet, right? There wasn't much going on. Then you had Web 2, social media, websites, things that were pointing at different places and interaction and further immersive on terms of the web. Then you have Web 3 that adds an extra layer on top of the internet in terms of crypto and NFTs. So again, it's an iteration of the internet. And a lot of people just don't understand the base level of technology. And NFTs is simply a technology. And in this video, we have comic book investments, and we've kind of referenced this guy quite a bit. He stirs up a lot of people in the VV community for obvious reasons, VV, NFTs, yada, yada, yada. But anyways, this one kind of struck a nerve with me a little bit just because he talked about Metaverse and kind of NFTs were basically dead and Metaverse is dead and all of this stuff without really understanding the tech side. So that's where I really wanted to come in. Now there's, even VV, yes, the comic books and the NFTs in the VV app are down, but that's of course because macroeconomics, the whole world is down, right? I mean, there is a lot of things going on in the macro. So anyways, let's go ahead and play a little clip here.
Like intangibles, things that weren't actually physical and couldn't be proven, such as like NFTs came out of the whole metaverse thing and that thing.
All right, let me stop it right there. NFTs did not come from the metaverse thing. NFTs predated the metaverse. And again, it is an iteration of the internet itself, adding an additional layer and giving people the ability to own digital products for the very first time, truly owning things in the digital space. It doesn't have to be in the metaverse. Now, the metaverse complements NFTs. And yes, the metaverse is down as well. Again, like I said, everything is down. It's macroeconomics. So yes, they did have to do some layoffs in the kind of riskier departments and the riskier type of place here. But again, this is the future. This is how things get started, right? People experiment, people roll out different departments, and we will probably see the metaverse resurge once again. We'll get into that in just a little bit.
Things is a giant bust. Meta to wind down NFTs on platform. Basically, Meta, the Facebook, is cutting off support for digital collectibles, NFTs on its platform.
Now, this is true. They did roll back support of Web3, or basically the NFT displaying collectibles on your Instagram account, which was kind of like, okay, we can display them, but what's next, right? So the rollout was kind of botched in my opinion, but Meta is not going to go away. They're not going to just stop developing their VR, right? They have basically a almost monopoly on VR headsets at this time. I mean, they sell obviously a bunch. And yeah, he points out Sony. Now, Sony, they didn't do so hot in terms of the VR headsets. Again, hardware is something that I actually monitor from the top end. So we're going to take a look here at the GTC event here hosted by NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, if you know anything about kind of how the chip making process works, it involves lithography. Lithography is very complex, but why it matters is because you need the chips small enough and powerful enough to fit inside those VR headsets and AR glasses. And the smaller the form factor and more powerful it is, the kind of obviously you can afford them, right? Like if these companies can scale this process of making chips smaller and more affordable, then the end product is going to be AR applications, glasses, VR headsets at a smaller size. So this is why this announcement was very important. This is where AI comes in and where people don't quite understand, including comic book investments. He was saying, AI is the biggest thing. Well, that's true, right? And he does have a point there. So we're going to get into that, why it's important in terms of the metaverse. All right. So NVIDIA announced Kulitho, which is going to speed up the process of making chips 40 times faster. And that's going to make it more efficient and scalable to make these basically chips smaller in terms of the transistors, which is down to 2 nanometers, which is very important for the actual hardware itself. So that's where it gets very, very important. And they're using AI to build these types of libraries and kind of reverse engineer the process of making this kind of basically little inscription on the silicon wafer itself. So that is another massive, massive improvement. And if we fast forward really in this process, it talks a lot about their new kind of super AI servers, if you will, which are going to be used across the board. They're going to be powering a lot of different companies, including Google, AWS, Oracle, and many, many others. And why I'm kind of saying all this and how it ties in together is because you have companies like Unity. You can just literally go to Google, type in Unity AI, which builds these games, metaverses, and of course you have the Unreal Engine editor. So it's a matter of time before you have humans that are going into these engine editors and literally at their fingertips typing in a prompt to build actual assets. And you can actually see here in some of these different videos, we're just going to pull up a random one. I've actually never watched this video before, and kind of show you kind of what's going on here. Like people making games literally just by typing in prompts. It even gets more complex than that. Like in actual Unity itself, I'm not sure if he's even in Unity, but I've seen coders actually go into Unity or developers and they literally just type in command prompts and it changes the entire scene inside of Unity itself. So yes, AI is definitely important and it's definitely going to scale games in the metaverse. And guess what? You have major brands like Animoca that are helping accelerate this process in terms of metaverse and implementing Web3 and NFTs into the metaverse and saying it's a true open metaverse itself. You can actually go to, the other side in the second trip just to kind of see a demo of what's really going on in terms of the metaverse combining NFTs. You can see a little sneak peek here where this metaverse had over 7,500 players in the same lobby at the same time. You could hear each other, literally no lag. Like was truly impressive. And all this was done in a browser. Now, if you add in AI to all of this, this creates a very explosive renaissance in terms of the metaverse. So again, metaverse isn't going anywhere. And this is showcasing these NFTs. Like if you had a NFT, you could play in this game. So again, with these types of experiences popping off and NFTs getting more affordable over time and more scalable with layer 2s on Ethereum that are carbon neutral, friendly, cheap, and affordable, like what we've seen kind of with what Vivi has done, just for people that already know about Vivi. Some of these drops are like 5 or 10 gems, which is like $5 or $10, which isn't super expensive. But again, we're tying all of this into the macro, even Vivi building out their own metaverse in terms of the Viviverse. So that's going to be dropping actually mid-April, which is like a week from now, basically. So we're going to see the first glimpses of people interacting at a scale, somewhat of a scale, in the Viviverse as well, displaying NFTs, comics, and all kinds of different assets that you truly own. Now, of course, there is definitely a community too around making these NFTs interoperable, self-custody, very valid, very great points, but we're not going to get into like all of that at this moment. But anyways, I just wanted to cover this because he basically just says like all NFTs are dead and Metaverse is dead. This isn't the case. This isn't what I'm seeing in the macro. And this is why it's important to do your research in terms of tech, hardware, and AI, combining it together. And literally, if you're studying each topic, you kind of can truly grasp your mind about what the future is going to look like. It's going to look really insane. Even BMW, they have a smart car that is basically talks to you, and you can actually implement Ready Player Me, which is a cool avatar type of system. They actually integrate NFTs, so you can customize your avatars with cool customizations like skins that you actually own and cool avatars that you actually own. And you could probably port that right into BMW, the car itself, which has like some kind of AI built in apparently as well. So times are getting very interesting, and this isn't that far away. We're talking just a few years. And a matter of fact, in 10 years, things could get even more insane with AI scaling. And again, we're seeing the base building blocks of all of this. So anyways, that's kind of my whole shtick here. He does bring up some points. Obviously NFT traffic is down. AI is massively up for obvious reasons. AI, of course, is going to accelerate everything that humans do. This is going to unlock the creativity at people's fingertips, literally typing in command prompts. So what was possible, what was not possible before, where you had to be a programmer to do things, now with AI, you don't have to be some kind of crazy ninja guru coder or even, game developer or metaverse developer. You can just type in command prompts or at least get a general knowledge and not be a super expert guru. You can learn things much quicker. And again, this unlocks human creativity that we have not seen before. And again, this is going to be quite interesting here. So anyways, that's all I got for this video. I know it was a lot. If you want to watch his original video, you can. He does have some good points here. His channel has grown since he's done some VV videos. I just want to point that out. So VV fan apparently subscribes to this guy, and maybe that's why he covers VV. It tells everybody like not to buy VV NFTs. But anyways, the metaverse side and the AI thing and NFTs is dead. Definitely not true. And I just wanted to point that out in this video and where things are going in the macro. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Be like an NFT, be authentic, and I'll catch you later. Peace.